Welcome everyone to the Board of Library Trustees meeting on October 21st at 6:05. This is a momentous meeting. We have a new trustee to welcome, Christina Cooper, famous author, and she's has lots of interest in the library. So that's great. And she'll be a great trustee. I'd like to, before we start, thank Melanie for sending all the information, all the stuff to Christina to get her started, all the documents and handbooks and all that kind of stuff. Plus, there's a lot of email addresses that you could go to and learn more. I'd like to also, we have a guest tonight, which is Diane. I'd like to thank Diane for her continued interest in what the trustees do, because everything she gives us turns to gold. So thank you for your continued interest. She's also the president of the Friends. So we work closely with the Friends and the library director, and all of us are, interested in making sure the library is running smoothly, and we have, one of the best libraries anywhere. Okay, so the first thing now, once I have started things off, we have an agenda, and public comments is the second thing on the agenda. So Diane is a guest here. So Diane, do you want to say anything?
I actually, I'm not sure if I'm just a viewer here or whether it was an error for an invitation to partake, but I'm here for you guys for, whatever comes up. I did see a couple of items, maybe I'm here to give a little information what's been happening with the Friends and or whatever. Okay. But yeah,
okay, that would be great.
When we get there, I'll be happy to talk with you guys at that point. Sure.
Okay, that's terrific. Okay, good. Diane wrote an email about the wall, the giving wall, and so we're, that's on here. We can talk about that maybe under gift policy.
Absolutely. Yes. Yep.
Okay, so if you would stay tuned, if you got time, Diane, we'd love you to stay with us.
Yep.
Okay, the next issue is the approval of the meeting minutes from September 16th. Did anybody have any issues or corrections for that?
Michael, did you call the meeting to order?
I thought I did.
Yep.
If I didn't, I'm calling the meeting to order.
Now, so I just need the time, that's all. Sorry.
6:05.
Oh, yeah, I said
6:05.
6:05.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. All right. So the minutes of last month's meeting are here. I think Melanie did these because Kendra, our secretary, had a baby, little Leo, so that's great. And if she's watching, hope little guy's doing great and you're doing great. So stay safe. Let's see, what else? Did anybody have any issues? I didn't.
No,
I read through them.
I didn't. No.
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
Okay.
So I wanted to say thank you very much to Layla. I think Kendra contacted Layla and Layla typed up the minutes for us. So thank you very much, Layla. The two comments that I have are in the first paragraph. The East Long Meadow Board of Trustees held its regular monthly meeting on Wednesday, August 19th. I think that should have been September 16th date.
Yep.
Oh.
And then down to number 2, the meeting minutes. It should read minutes for the, oh, no, that was the right one. The next comment I had to make was, it was item, under director's report at the very end For additional details, see the director's report of August 19th. That should read September 16th.
Okay.
Simple, those are normal, normal dates that we just have to watch out for.
All right.
Other than that, they
Wow.
look great. Thank you.
Nice catch. Excellent.
No,
All right, very good. And thank you, Layla, for typing those things out. I didn't know you did that, so
Thank you.
we appreciate it. Oh, I know, I have another thank you. I also want to thank you, Layla, for sending us the packets out on Friday, which some of the trustees really would have wanted, and now you did it, and I really appreciate that. So thank you for working with us on that.
no.
You're welcome.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it. Thank you. All right, great. So do I have a motion to accept the minutes with corrections of last month's meeting?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes with the corrections that were noted on the
Okay.
dates.
Do I have a second?
I can second
Christina,
that.
come on, say I'll second.
I will also second.
All right.
Okay, we'll put Christina.
Okay.
See, now you're official.
Participating.
Yeah. All right. Okay, good. That's great. So the next thing we have is the director's report, and that's Layla.
Yes, good evening. So the first section is building maintenance. The bench that is near the west-facing doors has been removed and placed in storage in the community room. The bench was attracting crowds and disrupting curbside pickup services. The bench seating remains available near the north-facing entrance, and there are newly installed picnic tables near the entrance to Town Hall as well. Christina Us Cooper is our newest trustee. Christina is an author of middle school books and regularly teaches writing workshops at the library. Christina worked with the library's strategic planning committee in 2017. Welcome, Christina. We're very happy that you are joining us.
Thanks, Layla. I'm so happy to be
You're
here.
going to be a terrific addition.
Oh, I
So
love the
glad
library.
you-
You guys know it.
The Massachusetts Library Trustee Association will hold a virtual meeting on the discussion topic, putting your stamp on the future, creating diverse and sustainable boards, on Saturday, November 14th, 2020, from 10:30 a.m. until noon. The discussion will coincide with the Massachusetts Library Trustee Association's annual business meeting. I sent the Zoom webinar registration to all trustees in a previous message, and there is no fee. That had been asked at our meeting last month, and there is no fee for the Zoom meeting. The library's annual application for state aid to public libraries was submitted to the Board of Library Commissioners on September 23rd. And public services, I included a table in your packets that will document how the library is providing children's services and support to our local schools during the library building closure. So please let me know if you have any questions about any of the information included in the table. We also have a fall reading challenge for all ages through Beanstack. And Beanstack is the same software that we used for our summer reading program. The fall reading challenge runs from October 1st through November 12th with opportunities for prizes similar to the summer reading program. So I'll just run down some of the many children's programs that we're facilitating right now. The first is in support of Meadowbrook School, Ready, Set, Read. Patrons register their child for the program. Library staff select 5 readers that meet the child's interest, and the patron picks up books through curbside pickup. That's mainly geared towards grades K through 2nd. We currently have 61 participants, and the numbers continue to increase as people learn about the program. For Mountain View, we are helping with a 4th grade monthly book selection. We select, the 4th grade classes select a book. We order copies of the book. Parents register, and we set a pickup day through our curbside service. As of right now, we have 57 participants in that. And if we have the capacity, we will add 3rd and 5th grade. We're assessing that. Maple Shade, we're helping with book selection for the 3rd through the 5th graders. Kids select topics they are interested in, and library staff will pull books and again offer those through curbside pickup. We have 19 participants. We are offering Create It kits and Explore It kits. Those are for ages 7 through 12. We currently have 50, and we have started a wait list for those. We provide instructions and all needed materials for children to create either STEAM or art kits that they can pick up bi-weekly. Story time to go, we pull 5 books, matching our weekly story time themes for patrons. Those are for ages 2 through 5. It's capped at 25, but actually I spoke with Michelle, and we are now up to 30 because of demand, and we have people on the wait list. It's a difficult balance because these are very, very labor intensive, but we're trying as best as we can to meet everybody who's asking for services. Virtual story times, weekly story times are posted on Facebook and sent through Constant Contact. Tuesdays are the 2 to 3-year-olds. Wednesdays are PJ story time, 3 to 7-year-olds, and Fridays 18 to 24 months. And so the number of participants varies, but depending on any week, we can have anywhere between 50 to 200 views of those recorded story times. And then our popular 1,000 books before kindergarten. Children read 1,000 books before they reach kindergarten. Each 100 books participants receives a prize. And once they're completed, the participants receives a book, a banner, a certificate, and a photo on our wall of fame. And we currently have 26 participants. And again, as people learn about the program, the number continues to increase. So the library staff are working really, really hard right now. Even though the building's doors are closed, we're still bringing the library outside for people to pick up when they can. I would encourage anyone who is interested to check our website. We always post all of our updated programs and curbside pickup information online.
So I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
Do we want lots more participants, or are we pretty much, is your staff kind of booked up? Like you said, the story time to go is very labor intensive.
They're all pretty intensive, but we really want to encourage people to continue to reach out to us for curbside pickup. And we're doing ongoing assessments. I think that we can, we're trying to accommodate as many people as we can.
So how do you reach people now?
Oh my goodness, Facebook, Instagram, Constant Contact newsletters constantly, the email constantly.
Okay,
Library
good.
board meetings.
Cindy, word of mouth is very big too.
Word of mouth, right? I had a couple of questions. Did you have more questions, Michael?
No, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay. I had the first one about the curbside pickup. Do you have plans for if winter and inclement weather, will that still be able to be continued?
We will be continuing with that under the awning as long as we need to, definitely.
Okay, and the other question I had was about funding some of these. Does the funding come from the Friends, or does some of it come from the library and some of it from the Friends?
So the prizes for the fall reading challenge, those are coming from the Friends. The Friends are sponsoring that program. And then some of the other, for example,
The books?
in one of the Storytime kits, Pathways to Parents is the book that is given to families to build their own family libraries.
Super.
It's a range, and then some of it is provided by the library.
Okay, awesome. So it's a collaborative effort.
Absolutely, very much so.
And kudos to the children's staff who are doing an outstanding job.
Everybody's working
in the most difficult of circumstances.
Yeah.
So they deserve a lot of credit. And these are great programs, and it's great community collaboration. So it's good to see.
I agree.
Thank you, Layla. Thank you.
So that was great. Do I have a motion to accept the director's report from October 21st, 2020?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to accept the director's report of October 2020.
I'd be happy to second that.
Excellent. All right. So our next thing on here is committee reports. I don't believe we have any committees going right now. Is there anything anybody wants to report on? No. Okay.
Michael, all I have to say about the trustee bylaws is that we're just still waiting to hear from town, and I have not heard anything yet. They are still checking on that, so we just
Okay.
have to be patient.
But it's not forgotten. Somebody's aware that we're waiting.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay, great. Now we're into old business. Let's talk about.
Don't look at me, Michael.
What's that?
When you say old business, it's not me.
Oh, no. Hey, I had a birthday last week, so.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thanks. So I feel pretty old. Now, we did a pandemic policy that we passed at the last meeting. And then there was a wonderful suggestion by our wonderful Diane Tiago that maybe it was a good one and it should be submitted to the Massachusetts library system. So I'd like to ask the people, let's have some discussion on, are we okay with sending that on and letting other people look at it and use part of it if they like it?
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
that's absolutely a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to
Okay.
help any other library that's trying to figure
yeah.
out how they're going to do this.
Libraries are
Okay.
very collaborative, and they would probably very much appreciate, you know, and I too agree with Diane that I think this policy came out quite well.
Right, and I believe Melanie has the address of the person that we need to send that to. So can I get a motion that the board accept the idea of sending that pandemic policy onto the MLS?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to send that to the Library Commission.
Okay, do I hear a second?
I'd like to second that motion.
All right, a real trooper. He's got 3 in already. Okay, so we'll do that. That's great. Layla, do you have any comments on that?
No.
Okay, good. So now we move on to new business. And the first thing is the gift policy. So in our packets, we have a copy of the gift policy that was just approved a couple years ago. Before we get into the reason this is on here, I think, I just want to say, and this is kind of picky, but in the 4th paragraph of the gift policy, on the 5th line, there's the word maybe. And I think maybe needs a space between the may and the be.
Oh,
Sorry to
yeah.
be picky,
Yeah,
but
it should. No,
I think
it should be a
Okay.
space.
All right. Now, I think the reason this is on the agenda is because, again, our mentor made a suggestion that the Friends basically have gotten some hefty donations from people, and the Friends would like to make some plaques and put them on the giving wall, which is a wall where I think there's some plaques there already. I haven't been there for 6 months, but I remember that there are. And the question, I think, Diane, correct me if I don't have, I mean, I have your mail right here, but the issue is, do we need to put anything, you know, in writing or have a policy on the giving wall? I'd like to, before I give my opinion, I'd like to get other people's opinions on that. Don't all speak up at once.
I have an opinion, and the reason that I asked that it be added to the agenda is because it doesn't expressly state naming or names, and so that's why I was hoping that the board would look at it, review it, provide more qualifications for named donations and so forth. A lot of libraries have a minimum donation amount before they'll consider adding names and so forth, so that's just for your...
I think there is on our giving wall a minimum donation, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought it was $500. I think it was a $500 minimum for a plaque on the
Yes.
giving wall. Or it could have been 100. I can't remember, but it was in the 100 range.
$50. But again,
I don't And I don't remember $50. It
Yeah,
could
so
be,
that's
but,
again just why it just needs to be reviewed and updated.
right. But I mean, I think at this point we could make what the amount should be to get a plaque on the wall. And I know like a brick for the walkway is 50, or did that
That's
go
all
up?
handled by the Friends, that's
Diane?
75.
75.
That's 75?
Okay,
Yeah.
Diane would like to speak.
That was 50
Diane,
when
you
I
have
got
the
one.
floor.
Thank you. Um, um, whatever the trustees decide is fine by us. It's just never been really, I've never really seen anything in writing saying, you know, what the minimum amount would be in order to put something engraved on one of those little plaques. And what
Mhm.
happened was,
Right.
you know, the giving wall started when we were having the building fund.
The capital
so forth.
campaign.
So you will see on one side of that wall is like some major contributors that their names were up on the wall. And they fit into different categories of how much money they donated and so forth. It's a different circle is what it was referred to. And the other side was to acknowledge, you know, people that, you know, it could be in memory of or in appreciation of and so forth. A little bit more than a donation for a brick and so forth, you know, but to say a dollar amount ever really came up. It was like $150, and then it just never got.
Diane, does it say it on the wall? I think like it says the contributor for a major contributor, it was from a certain dollar amount to a certain dollar amount, or
And
no?
that was for the building, the Capitol, like when we had the Capitol.
Right, but
Rock.
does it say it? Does it say it on the
For
wall
those
itself?
plaques, no, there's nothing in
No, I mean for the
the
categories.
categories. It was had to do with when the building was when there was the Capitol campaign drive. Indeed.
Okay.
And what
okay.
happened was, let me see if I can find it.
Oh,
My
in the
Go
archives.
in the archives here.
Right.
So what happened was, oh, here, I can't really put my finger on it. So like, there was, like if you made a certain donation, on you will see, and it was strictly, when we were doing the Capitol campaign.
Yeah, but there's spaces on there for more for the future. There were spaces on the wall, I think, for the future.
Yeah, I look at the wall as being kind of twofold. There was one side that showed major contributors,
Right.
the Capitol campaign or the building fund or whatever you want to call it. Then they put on the other side, it was kind of, I think it was kind of an afterthought, was, you know, for other contributors, not quite,
Oh, okay.
not
Okay.
quite as much money as what people donated in the Capitol campaign.
Yeah. I remember we talked about that, about future donations.
Yeah, and it was,
But I can't remember. I see the wall, but I can't see the detail on the wall.
you know, if you go to the Friends website,
Oh, I should have
you
known.
will see on the Friends website, you will see
Okay.
under the tab of donate, you will
Okay.
see a picture of the giving wall.
Oh, okay.
And the difference is at the time, there was the dollar amount there said, oh, like a $100 donation, blah, 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 and so forth. But it never was really set in stone. It was
Right.
more or less a number. That
But
there's never been anything in writing. It was just something a little bit more than the cost of the bricks.
But if the bricks are $75 now, then it would seem like it should be at least $100 for the wall.
Right.
I mean, just
Well,
you know, just my first thought about
in
it.
this particular instance, the question came up. I mean, the dollar amount that the amount that the Friends received
Uh-huh.
was significantly more than $100. So that was the question, was whether or not these individuals should have some type of recognition.
Oh, sure.
And
Yeah.
you know, the plates are like about this big,
Right.
but you know, they just asked if you guys would consider allowing the plate, 2 plates to come down. We pay for the engravement of them to acknowledge this generosity.
Yeah, I wonder if on the wall itself there could be a plaque that says, you know, for major donations, and then for, let's say, $1,000 and up, and then one for maybe under $1,000 or something, or under or 500. I don't know,
Well,
100 to 500.
whatever you decide, you know, we'll be happy.
I think I have to look at the wall thing.
This was more or less just some type of acknowledgement, and however you want to handle it.
Yeah, but I do
you
think
know,
it should be a major, you know, a major donation should be acknowledged as a major donation.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, these are all good suggestions. Does anybody else have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I would think it would be something where you would say, you know, the major donors would have something plaqued in maybe 100 to 500, and I've seen
Yeah.
them where they're 500 to 1,000 and 1,000 to
1,000
5,000 and up. You know, then I've seen that. So
All right.
Oh, you could have the hole in one, and then the eagle and the birdie.
Right.
or not. But David's right. I've seen them, so they're delineated by dollar amounts, more to less.
And that's
Right.
how it was done. You'll see on one part of that wall, you will
Yeah.
that differentiation,
Yeah.
you know, and so forth. And that tended to be for the capital campaign drive.
So we could still do that on the other side with
On the other side,
a plaque at the top that tells the amount.
it's just these little plates.
Yeah, but one of the maybe one of the plates or one row of plates, you could put a little bigger plate that says the dollar amount or the amount of giver. I don't know if there's room because I'd have to look at it.
You know, and I mean, that's something. This is something to think about.
Oh, it should be in writing too,
you know,
I think.
But it did come up, and I did ask our liaison, Erica, if she would see if there was anything in writing, you know, and she did talk to Layla about it, and so that's why it's on tonight's agenda. So it just was something that was brought up at our meeting. We have one donor who basically there's no family around here, so we can't quite do a more you know, show our appreciation the way we'd like to in one way, and then the other donation was from a business who realized that we're kind of stuck right now as far as having fundraisers, and they actually was willing to donate to help out, and the company actually was the company that helped install the rugs, you know, right there in the library, your new rugs in the library. So I just thought, you said, you know, we'd love to help you out. Is there anything, and so forth. And of course, I'm thinking, you kidding me? You know, but the cost of, you know, the museum passes aren't cheap and so forth. And I know they're not going out right away, but, you know, everything, every little thing helps. And
Oh, yeah.
these
Well,
programs that, you know,
I think this would be a good time to add this to the, probably to the gift and donation policy, probably under the money section. Or maybe it needs a separate section, I don't know. But it's a good point. It should be in writing, and we should be able to have our facts together to when people want to donate, and what the acknowledgement process is, and so forth.
And I don't know how you want to look at it too, because in the policy, you know, people, they can donate directly to the library.
Right.
Through the gift account to the library. And then it does mention, you know, the friends. And
So maybe the policy should state different ways you can gift. Whether, you know, some people might want to gift directly to the library and say, I want 10 books for my daughter's birthday. You know, people are donating books for her birthday. And that might go through the children's department, or it might go through Layla to the children's department, or however that works out. But then some people might donate directly to the friends for a specific thing for the library.
Yeah.
And then there's also people who want to buy a brick, and that's donated like through the friends to the library, and then the library facilitates it. So people in the policy, it should probably have a place where different ways to donate money or services or whatever is given.
Okay, can I wrap this up a little bit? I'm going to make this proposal, and I'll ask you if you have any comments, or if you don't like it, that's fine, just tell me. I'd like to propose that the friends go ahead and make appropriate plaques and engrave them that are appropriate for the current wall, to go ahead and do that. I'd like to ask all the trustees to go on the library website and look at the wall. I assume we can't get in to look at it personally. Is that still the case?
Correct. There's no public entry at this time. I can also take pictures and just email the pictures to you.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, that would be great.
If they're good pictures.
And then what I'd like to do is, this can be a fun project for us. I think we need to look at whether we want to add to the wall as it is, or possibly take what's there and restructure it, like has been suggested. You know, you could have sort of a platinum, gold, silver, you know, bronze sort of a classification with lots of space, so that in the future we just have to put another little plaque up there or put somebody else's name up there. And they're in sort of the grouping of, you know, 1,000 to 5,000. We don't have to put exactly how much they've donated. We can decide what the different categories are, how many they are. We could just make a little committee. And the other thing is, I think whatever we do here, we want to coordinate with the friends. I apologize, I'm not sure what kind of policies the friends have, but do the friends have written, like, is there a sort of a policy book for the friends where you also should have this as part of your giving policy? If money comes in through you rather than to Layla.
And actually, this I have to tell you, is kind of a first. You know.
Oh, okay.
It is. It's rather a first. We don't normally. I've never, you know, seen it. It's basically, we've been working fundraisers and memberships and so forth. So to see these gifts.
Right. So you could just look at our policy. That's fine. So what I suggest is unless anybody objects, go ahead and make your plaques, and then we can get them up. Then next week we will have pictures, so we can discuss this again with the pictures. And then maybe we just have a little committee of a couple people and they decide whether they want to add to the wall or redesign the wall. Does that sound like that makes sense?
I think it's a great idea. Not that I think it's a good idea, Michael, but it's your trustees.
Well, we were your trustees before.
Yeah,
so.
I'm looking at the wall now on the Friends website, and the way they have it is to the contributors of the building fund, and then they had a leadership circle.
Well, Cindy, rather than describe it to us, let's all look at it.
Wait, I just wanted to say, and then to the right of that, it's gifts in memory. Is
Yeah.
that what you're talking about, the gifts in memory? But maybe it shouldn't say just gifts in memory, but that could be.
Let's design this. It'll be
parceled out.
nice. It'll be something we can say we did.
Right.
2020.
Something nice for 2020.
All right.
Here's,
So that's the plan.
I will say I also looked at the website, and it does say there on the Friends website next to the giving wall that for donations of $100 and more, a plaque will be engraved and placed on the giving wall.
That's what I saw.
So the number 100 is up on the website there.
Right.
It was 100.
See,
Yeah.
I think if there were some higher numbers up there, people might aspire to have their names up there a little higher. So
Well, that's why you need the
we want to
different
motivate people,
levels.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. That's exciting. I think it's great. Okay, good. So the next thing on our agenda is the action plan. Layla, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
All right.
Sure. So every year the library puts together an action plan, and the action plan consists of small measurable goals that are incorporated through using feedback from the library strategic plan. And I included that description in the kind of introduction to the action plan that I sent everybody. It will cover fiscal 22. So the time frame is July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2022. And so I also included the strategic plan link when I sent it out for everybody so that you could take a look at what the goals were, and then worked together closely with the staff to, as I do every year, to come up with what our action plan should look like that we submit to the Board of Library Commissioners. So the following goals are all taken from the strategic plan, and then our actions and timelines are all determined by the staff in cooperation with me. And look to address things that the community has expressed that they would like in a way that fits with the library's overall strategic plan.
Okay, great. Has everybody had a chance to look at it? Does anybody have any comments?
It's very difficult to make goals and predict far ahead right now. But this is, I did the best that I could with what kind of predictions that we can make at this time.
Right. Okay, good. Yes, Diane.
Any questions about that?
I'm sorry.
Diane?
I just was going to say, as a team, with the friends and the trustees and the director and so forth, working together, if there is a goal and it happens to have a monetary connection to it, it'd be a good thing to just let the friends know, kind of like as a wish type of thing. And if the friends can help be financially supportive, it may not happen, within a year, but if it's agreeable to, the friends, directors and so forth, and we can help you achieve one of those goals, please, keep us informed as to how we can be of some help.
Right.
Some of those goals happen.
Okay, thank you, Diane. That's super. Okay, let's see. the Friends of the Library report. Do you want to say anything about that, Diane, since we have you? Oh, wait, we have a lot of,
Hey, Christine.
Christina has.
I just had one quick thing about the strategic goals, Layla. Let me go back to my thing. So goal 5, build on community relationships and partnerships. And I love this, the establish a presence at 3 local elementary school open houses to
Yes, I
increase
do too.
collaborations. Is there any way we could, maybe not in this one, if this is already set, but the next one, include the middle school? Because I know there are kids there who felt like so connected to the library all the way through elementary school, and as soon as they got to middle school,
And then they're
they
dropped.
just kind of fall out of, and I think they
I
would
do.
come at the open house and come say hi, and they would love to know, like, what can we do at the library now?
So
that
let me talk to my children's librarian, because again, this was, this isn't a top-down process. This comes from
from them.
staff and listening to the community. So sure, we will definitely look at incorporating the middle school. That's a great suggestion.
Yeah, because
Right.
they kind of get dropped, you know.
I know, I think it happens everywhere in all libraries, and
I know, it's true.
and the kids would love, they would love to still feel connected.
Yeah.
So back to Diane, Friends of the
Oh.
Library report. Do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I do have a few words, and it's only because this week is National Friends of Libraries Week. And so that was the focus of our meeting on October 5th. And it was all getting ready and preparation for it. This is an annual event. This is the 15th year that it has taken place. And it always takes place the 3rd week in October. And this is a time when we use to promote Friends of Libraries, of course, and raise awareness, what we do and so forth, and promote membership. So this is our big push for either new membership, new members, or renew members, and people who have kind of strayed away, come on back, and so forth. Because if there's anything I think any organization can use is fresh ideas. I think after a while, things you kind of get into a rut. So it helps to have new and fresh ideas, and sometimes going away for a while and coming back helps too. So that's what this week is all about. I want to acknowledge Layla and Erica for helping us out this week. And that is, I had asked if we could put a flyer in the library window, and Layla had suggested, well, what about, if I had little flyers, maybe we could put them in the curbside pickup bag when people come.
Oh, good idea.
So forth.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I really, really appreciated that. So I made the forms up. It's not for the staff to be creating stuff for us and so forth. But I do appreciate that they took the time to help us out and to like I said, to cut them, and maybe some people will think about us a little more than and understand what we do behind the scenes to help what they do receive when they do go to curbside pickup right now, especially with some of these kits that the kids are going to be receiving, and the programs are still going on, even though it's COVID now. We still have set aside money in our budget to support programs at the children's level, teen level, adult level, and so forth. And I wanted to also, as long as I'm on the air, I wanted to also thank Don Mackey and his group, because they were willing to put a little blurb in on the community bulletin board. And I'm not sure whether or not you actually got to read last week's reminder, but I wanted to express my appreciation to a Sarah Heinonen, who put a wonderful article about all Friends of Libraries, and then of course tuned in a little bit more on ours, seeing as we're in the same town as the reminder publication. I thought she did a nice job, and I really appreciated the focus and the angle she came in on to tell the people in the community how we operate. The other item as far as what we've been doing is the Friends have been looking over some of their forms and trying to give them a fresher look and a more up-to-date kind of look. So we've been going through those and creating a new brochure. And if ever someday the library opens back up, we'll have some new and fresher looking membership forms or something that can be available if people want to pick up and walk out the door with them. And then lastly, we're going through our bylaws. Believe it or not, it's been over 10 years since the Friends bylaws have been reviewed and really gone through and looked at the language in there. So we're taking it slow, page by page, and we're going to be having our next Zoom meeting on Monday, November 2nd. And again, people, you're welcome to join us. Members are also welcome to participate. It's not a closed society, but I gotta tell you, I have a new appreciation for the team, the LCAT team, Ryan Quimby, and those behind the scenes that help with all these Zoom meetings. I'm trying to manage 12 people, and it's not as easy as you may think. So anyway, so that's my report for tonight. That's
Great, thank you,
Diane,
Diane.
can I just ask a question? How many Friends members are there at this point? Do you know?
I don't have a number at the top of my head right now. I
just wondered if you know.
I know we were hovering between 270 and 300. So
Oh, that's considerable.
yeah, it is, and it's wonderful. And I'm hoping that we don't, we continue to have people renew their memberships,
Sure.
and try to keep them interested in the library, because
Yeah, it's a little more difficult in this time, but
that is.
but you're still providing so much.
Well,
because look at the numbers on Layla's chart of just how many programs and how many households and children they're touching. And that's not just children; they're also doing adult ones.
definitely,
So
definitely,
and behind the scenes funding, a lot of that is the Friends.
yeah,
So,
I kind of was looking over how much of the expenses that we pay over the year, just kind of a percentage type of thing. And I wanted to use a good 12-month period, not one that had COVID involved in it at all. So I went back and I looked it over, and 93% of our expenses are for the library and to help the library. Summer reading programs, year-round programs, the museum passes. Let me think of what else.
well, I know you did some special programs during the year as well.
Well, that's right.
Well, you did for me anyway.
Yeah. I mean, basically, the Friends are here and trying to do whatever we can to have a literate community and have fun while they're doing it, and not realizing through this, programs how much they're learning and how beneficial it is to everybody. So what happens is
Well, it shouldn't be underestimated either, the entertainment value. You know that especially it's bringing it home now that you can't do a lot of group activities, and the library is coming up with ways that families can connect and have some entertainment, and some educational recreation is what I like to call it. But and so I think people in the community, it's a no-brainer really to join the Friends for the amount of benefits you get from it and the amount of help it gives.
We've had people say to us that, geez, the cost of the membership,
Right.
other places, they're kind of low, and so forth.
Right.
That's not why we're here. We're
Right.
here because we'd like to have people feel a part of their community,
Right.
invest in their community, invest in their library, because everybody, it's a win-win type of situation. And
It is.
It is. So,
Well, thank you for continuing to try to improve things during this really difficult time.
well, what
You got to do it.
They did. We've got a fantastic staff at the library.
Absolutely.
They're self-creative and they know how to, they got the hook,
Yep.
and keep that attention and keep it going and motivated.
Yeah.
And what happens is I'm so happy and proud that I can be a part of it, even if it's behind the scenes, and it's financially so that I can continue on and keep going.
Well, we're happy and proud that you're there too, Diane. So
Yeah.
keep up the good work.
Thanks.
So the next thing on our agenda is other business. Do we have any other business? Anybody?
I do,
No?
Michael.
Okay, excellent.
So I have a quick 4 points that I'd like to bring up to the trustees. So the first one is I'd like to take a look at the oldest policies that we have to bring them up to date. I think at the maybe about a year ago, Diane had mentioned that, and I think a few months back, Michael had mentioned that. And I have a list of our library policies right here. So if I could just say that the reciprocal borrowing policy, the last time that was updated was in 2013. And then the cell phone use policy, the last time that was updated was also in 2013. And also the safe child policy. So those are the 3 oldest ones that we have since we last updated. So I think maybe we can put that on the agenda for next month and take a look at that to see what needs to be updated in those 3, and then maybe we can go forward with the next couple of years with policies and see how we go with that.
Okay, that's a good suggestion. Good, we'll do that.
Yep.
So also on all our policies, just to keep it consistent in appearance, I think it's good that we keep the library logo at the top and center it in each policy, just to keep it to keep it continuous with all of our policies, just to make it look nice. And also the policy name should be centered in the middle, just to make sure, again, everything's consistent. And I wanted to know if we could now have the trustee bylaws on the library website, just to give the bylaws, the trustee bylaws, that location for people to go to keep that document in that location. And again, with the library logo, I think it would be time to put that on the library website.
Layla wants to say something.
Can you send me a copy of the bylaws then that has been, the only version I have is a PDF that's full of editing marks. So I can't really edit that and put letterhead or anything. So just send me which version.
Well, wait, it hasn't been approved yet, though, has it?
No.
I have not heard from town yet, no.
So we should wait till it's approved and then do
Right.
it. Is that okay?
I would think.
Okay, what
Okay.
else, Melanie?
Let's see, two more things. There was a responding when COVID comes to your library. I attended that webinar. I think it was from the MBLC. That was excellent. It was about an hour and a half long. I don't know if anyone had a chance to attend that at all. Did
No.
anyone
No.
go to it really quickly? So basically, they just talked about what happens when libraries open up and COVID does come to your library. The speakers were excellent. They talked about how library directors, how they should value transparency, and that encourages the staff to be appreciative. They spoke about how the staff wanted to know what the plan was within the library. They talked about, out of abundance of caution, that we need to quarantine in certain instances. They spoke about how important transparency is within the library, and staff actually confirms that this is the right thing to do. They spoke about how stress is important with the importance of stress with relationships with the library director and staff. So they stressed the importance of the relationship between the library director and staff. And they just talked about transparency and honesty and how everybody communicates within the library system during something like that, if it does go to your library. So I thought that was very informative. It was an excellent webinar. And the last thing that I'd like to bring up is I noticed that this question might be for Layla more instead of the trustees. The town of East Long Meadow, the recreation department, the Pine Knoll Pool, they have a policy called an assumption of the risk and waiver of liability relating to the COVID. Is that something that we need for our library to handle, or is that something that the town manager
Town
would
manager.
take care of for a blanket coverage?
That's definitely something that the town manager would, if she wants to instate something like that, that would need to be going through her office, yeah.
Okay, thank you. And that's all I have for right now. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Melanie. That was super. Okay. If that's it, then the date of our next virtual meeting is Wednesday, November 18th, 2020 at 6 p.m. or a few minutes later. So do I have a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting?
I
I'll make a
move that
motion.
we adjourn tonight's meeting.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, so I again want to welcome Christina for being here. You're a wonderful addition. You're a wonderful seconder. I know that about you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hope to do more.
We'll see if you need anything, just call me. I'm in the book. And otherwise, I'll see you all in a month.
I
Okay.
don't think I can be there, Michael. That's when I'm going to be having my surgery.
Oh,
I'm getting a new knee.
new knee.
Cindy,
The old ones are not
All right,
working
so
well.
everybody but Cindy will at least let us know how you're doing. All right.
If it's the 19th, the next day, but sometimes if it's early, they put you in the hospital earlier. So if I happen to still be here, and I will certainly join, but
Well,
probably
let
not.
us know, how you're doing. Please send that to
Okay.
somebody, and or call one of us or something.
I will. I'll let
Okay,
you know.
cool.
I will let you
Great.
know. Okay. And I'll let you know, and if you know that what's happening. So okay.
All right, so everybody, thank you for everything, and
good night.
let's keep that
Good night.
library rolling.
Good night.
Good
Thank you.
night,
Good night.
everybody.
Good night.
It's great to see everybody.